everybody, my name is Svetelina and
I'm Christian.
and we're from Premier Fencing Academy. We're the owners and the coaches in Sacramento, California. So we have some issues here. Okay. So today's video, I wanted to record a while ago. It's about how to be a good parent, how to be a supportive parent, and how to help your kid when your kid is, whether it's a fencing or an athlete. I have a bunch of things that I wrote. Let me go to my page because I just want to be on point. I don't want to be saying stuff that's like doesn't make sense. All right. So the first thing that I wanna kind of address this is like, I know how much the parents want to help their kids. I know how much the parents want their kid to be successful. But there are other things that you guys do as parents that are actually harmful for your kid and for the communication between your kid and the coach. And I'm gonna tell you, the main thing is like, the parent is a parent, the parent is not a coach. As much as you might think that you know your kid better, you know your kid better when it's not at practice and when it's not performing sports. When the kid is in the fencing club or any kind of training facility, if your kid is not doing fencing but other sports, make sure that you let the coach do their job. And I know that this is extremely hard because me and Chris are also, we're the coaches, but also we have our own kids fencing. And I'm trying to be the coach, not the parent. So for us, the situation is a little bit different, but in general, the parent is a parent to be there to support their kid. And by supporting, I mean like when I'm coaching my athlete, my fencer, it's very disturbing when the parent is saying the same time something to the fencer or to the kid. So therefore, we're shouting something simultaneous, and I'm not sure what is the kid hearing. It's just like, it's difficult to work this way, and many coaches can agree with that. It's just like, me as a coach, I want my fencer to succeed. And if I know that whatever you say is going to be successful, I'm going to let you speak. But trust me, I think we as the coaches know better. I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings. And people are saying, but I'm paying for the... Yeah, you're paying, but you're a parent. You're paying so your kid is trained by the professional. And if you feel that you know more than the coach, my biggest suggestion will be you train your own kid and you should not have a coach. Because it cannot work both ways. It's like, we might go one direction, you're completely opposite direction, so this kid is confused, and then who's struggling the most after that is the fencer. And that's the first thing. So during the practice or tournaments, parents running with the kid on the street, coaching the kid, yelling for the kid, cheering the kid, during the bouts with teammates, I don't find it very helpful because you're making the teammates disliking the kid. Am I right?
Yeah. Because
they're teammates. And I totally get you want your kid to succeed. But you shouting, come on, whatever the name is, Mark, James, Samantha, whatever the name is of your kid, I feel it's disrespectful. You can chat with your kid, you can be excited after your kids win, whether it's fencing, wrestling, whatever that is. But during the action itself to shout, I don't know how it's in your club. I mean, I don't know the rules, if your coach is okay with that. In my club, that's not happening. Because we prefer when the parents are looking, like kind of watching from the side from a little bit further distance, just because we want the fencers and the athletes to focus on what they're supposed to do. Do you guys get that? Because when we go to tournaments, this is the same thing. They need to hear our voice. And if the coach is not there, they have a teammate supporting them. But the teammate understands the fencing more than the parent will do, in my personal opinion, unless the parent is a professional fencer. Stop putting pressure on your kid. Your kid has to win, your kid has to win. If your kid is fencing or doing sports, most likely your kid wants to win. And if your kid doesn't want to win, your kid should not do sports. So you're there as a parent. You need to be kind of the caring blanket for your kid in a way, emotionally, like emotional support when your kid is not feeling well. We are the parents for that. But not to tell your kid, you cannot lose this bout. You have to win against this, and this fencer. Why would you put this pressure on your kid? That's something like so off. That's something that has been bothering me is when the pools are posted for the tournament and you know who are the fencers you gotta fence, and your father, mother, siblings start telling you, oh, this is an A fencer, this is a B, this is a world champion. Complete. So what you do is absolutely destroying their confidence. Their mind is like, oh my gosh. And I can see like they're kind of getting an anxiety. They don't need to hear that. That's something like you can keep it for yourself. Let your kid fence. That's absolutely no. We don't let this. I mean, we're trying not to let, but sometimes things are spilling from the fencers or parents. I told my fencers, don't drink energy drinks. You guys, those are so unhealthy for you. They're making your heart beat. There are a couple kids that have passed out in a couple tournaments from the energy drinks. And I know why the kids are drinking the energy drinks and the parents are giving them. I totally get what is behind the whole psychology for your kids to wake up or to have more energy. The thing is that the energy is short-lived and then the kids crash. The problem is that they get so anxious because of the tournament and energy drinks, it's like backfires. It's not good. The moment your kid gets into the fencing venue or any venue they're gonna compete, the adrenaline is waking them up. So that's my biggest suggestion as a parent and as a coach, right?
Yeah.
Be the mental support, that's what I wrote. And some kids are okay with you when you're celebrating like the points that they score during tournaments, if it's not against their teammate. Other kids hate that. Other kids prefer the parents to be quiet because they get distracted. I promise you they can hear your voice from 5 miles away.
But that's it's again preference.
It's personal.
You gotta talk to your parent. Being an athlete or a kid, you gotta talk to the parents and see what they prefer. What's the best way? Do you want them to film you from this angle, from that angle?
Yeah. Do you want to see them, not
say
see
something,
them?
not to say something? So it's really again, at some point you gotta parents are a very big part of the equation.
And they're very important part.
But we need to make sure again is like there is understanding of when they can be in the way and when not. To make sure that it doesn't cause a distraction, because if it does that, then we as coaches, we may just walk away and focus on somebody that plays by the rules and plays by things were agreed on.
Because you might be, so we are not like aiming like, oh, somebody's not a good person. I know that all the parents that do that is because they care for their kids. But sometimes they overstep and they're actually hurting their kid more than helping their kid. And there's a conversations you need to have with your kid, the preference, because we are a team. We want to make sure we work the same way. If one kid wants me to yell a little bit louder to wake them up, I will coach them this way. And if another kid's like, hey, Coach Teti, can you be a little quiet? Which in my case doesn't happen. It happens with these kids. But I love communicating with them. I love having conversations with them. We're not sugarcoating things. We're very straightforward with what I expect as a coach, and I like communication. I don't like somebody telling me like, don't tell me anything to do, and all of a sudden the end of the bus like, I wanted suggestion. Well, you told me not to tell you anything. So we gotta be very clear with what we want. End goal of every coach is their athlete to succeed. I promise you that. I don't know if there's a coach who doesn't care if their athlete succeeds.
Yeah, but then of course there is the price that you gotta pay at the end. Are you willing to pay any price to win or no? So there's gotta be again that bottom line of where is that line and what line can be crossed and what line cannot be crossed. And
absolutely. Yeah, and I don't know anything else. I mean, this is the basics, you know, something to add to the food that I wrote there. It's just like, please start putting food in your kids' mouth all the time. Sometimes the kids are kind of with the anxiety, they feel like they're gonna throw up. So they're nauseous and this and that, and you guys shoving food in them, it's like it's a recipe for disaster. I was a fencer who never liked to eat like a couple hours before tournament because I felt like I was getting sick. Some kids are doing that, so what you can do is like maybe electrolytes, maybe something little that is not gonna to keep you going, that is not gonna irritate you. There are a bunch of stuff on the market. We're probably gonna create a video of stuff that we prefer and we recommend that is something healthy. We're not talking about 5-hour energy and stuff like that.
We've seen that.
We've seen that. And the other thing, to go back, something that I remember when I was a fencer, my mom was supporting me. She was my biggest supporter as a parent. And I remember she was cheering me on every point. And I remember after the bout, she's like, oh, I'm so happy you won the bout. I was like, please stop talking. I don't know why I was so irritated. And we had this conversation. I was like, Mom, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I know you're my biggest supporter. It triggers me somehow, so just don't say anything. So a couple hours, like 30 minutes after the tournament is over whether I won, lost, it doesn't really matter. We had a very healthy conversation. So I want to make sure that you guys are keeping healthy relationships with your kids and you don't step over, because when you're fencing, when you're doing any sport, it's like everything is on the table. You put all as a fencer, as an athlete, and every little thing is going to throw you off. So that's my suggestion, right? Yeah. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel and we're gonna have more videos, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you have a great day and we'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.